Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you. Going to spend some time talking to you about you and your business. Hessam Parzivand. He's a regular contributor on The Price of Business. He's a very bright attorney. I love the insight and information he brings to us every day on the program. And Hessam, welcome to the program. What's your website, real quickly, so people can keep up with you and learn more about your practice?
Sure. It's P as in Patrick, A-R-Z as in zebra, firm.com.
Parzfirm.com. Tell us a little bit more about your practice before you get into your topic today.
I'm a primarily labor and employment law practitioner, and I work in a variety of areas of employment law, including non-compete agreements, discrimination cases, and overtime cases.
Very good. What was your topic for us today?
Well, we're going to talk today about severance agreements.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is that I had somebody call me the other day, and this was an employee who had signed an agreement and was not aware that she had actually signed a severance agreement, so was seeking legal consultation. So I think the first rule of thumb for employees is that if you're signing a document to get money in some way, shape, or form at the end of your employment, it probably is a severance agreement. And to the extent that you think you may have some claims against the company, you need to obviously realize that you would be waiving all of those claims. Mm-hmm. So even if the amount of money may be very little, in this case, I think this person may have been caught off guard because it was less than $1,000 that was paid out, and there was a dispute regarding how much he or she may have been owed. But in the end, the document says what it says, and it's a release of claims, and it can be signed for $200 or $500 or whatever, or tens of thousands of dollars, whatever it may be. So I think.
I was just going to say, not to sound like Captain Obvious, but you better read everything you're signing on your way out.
I would definitely agree. And I mean, some companies even try to slip some non-compete-esque provisions in as people are leaving. A lot of people also get caught in situations where they sign something saying that, they've returned all documents of the company, and then, for example, if they do something like solicit a client or use some former document of the company, they can get in trouble with that. So there are a lot of things to watch out for as a person is leaving the company, and obviously, given the implosion in the oil and gas industry, or I should say of oil and gas prices. It's important for employees to be aware, and I wouldn't say necessarily consult an attorney on every single document related to termination, but if you see anything that says release of claims, or if you see anything that says, will not compete or will not solicit, or, is under an obligation to keep trade secret information confidential and things like that, you may want to consult with an attorney if you're not aware of what the true meaning of the document is. And it is a time period where people are very vulnerable to sign things without realizing it because, obviously they're so disappointed that they've been terminated from their jobs and they do have other concerns.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit, and of course this is like one of the most timely topics for our listeners in the Houston market because we're seeing literally tens of thousands being laid off.
Yeah, it is very sad, and I have seen more severance agreements recently than I have, in the past. I would say the last 6 months has been a time period where I've been consulted on severance agreements more. For employers, I also think that one piece of advice that's worth noting is that if you're going to pay a severance, pay your severance, but also get a release of claims just in case there is anything that the employee could come back on you with. Particularly watch out for employees who've just taken medical leave or have medical conditions of some sort that have, affected their ability to work, or employees who have reported harassment or may have some type of retaliation claim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very interesting. Talk a little bit about, generally speaking, what you encourage an employee to do the moment he gets notice of being let go.
Well, I mean, if there have been reports of, obviously it's employment at will, so very, very important concept. So there are only very, very limited grounds legally that, could result in a potential claim. Most claims these days are retaliation claims as opposed to discrimination claims. The only area where I think discrimination claims may be a little bit more prevalent is in terms of disability discrimination. But obviously, if something has been reported to the employer, not in all cases, because retaliation laws are very, very narrow. For example, in the state of Texas, if an employee reports his employer's illegal conduct, that employee is not automatically protected under the law. A lot of people think that you're automatically a whistleblower and you're protected from being terminated, and that's not the case. But to the extent that an employee is suspicious of the circumstances of their termination, of course, consultation with I can't get all of the rules out to you in a short segment, but obviously consultation with a lawyer would be a good idea. And on the other side of the coin, for an employer, to the extent that they have concerns about things that have happened in the recent past with regard to their employees, or if you have a non-long-term employee who's getting terminated pretty quick, those are situations where they may need to consult with an attorney.
Hessam, appreciate you very much. Give that website one more time.
Sure. It's P as in Patrick, A-R-Z, Z as in zebra, firm.com. Par's firm, the word par with a Z at the end, firm.com.
Yeah, coming up, I think, in April, we're going to get you on our national TV show we discussed. I'm looking forward to that. And as always, enjoy having you on the show.
Thank you so much.
All right, when we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com, and this is The Price of Business.